Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Glory Hunter series. We are beginning season four of our series. We are still with Inter Milan. We still have a Serie A title to win. We have a Supercoppa Italia title to win as well. We are in the Champions League this year, and it has been all change at the San Siro. We've lost a number of players due to transfers. Some of them wanting to go, some of them were trying to move on. We've also spent a lot of money bringing in quite a number of players as well. So we're going to go through the changes first of all. We have played some games already. We're going to show you the goals from those, and then we're going to play the game against Lazio. So let's get into it. So as you will see initially from looking at the screen, we will see we've spent 123 million. We've brought in 52 million, and we'll go through the outgoings first of all. Just at the very end of last season, as part of his loan agreement and a mandatory fee, Iono Radu has agreed to join Ipswich for 1.7 million. In terms of outgoings, we lost a number of players to free transfers. Their contracts had expired and so forth. The first real sale we made was Valentin Carbone moving to Racing Club for 6.25 million, possibly rising to 7.75. We then sold Thomas Palacios and Thiago Romano for really very little money at all. And then a number of loans players went out as well. Some youngsters trying to get some game time, some more experienced players looking for the next step in their career. Another couple of loans before we see Luka Ayunko going to Fiorentina for 1.1 million, rising up to 3 million. He was brought in from the youth team. He is only 18, as we'll see here. He was brought up from the youth team. He was planned to be my number two when Fiorentina started offering over £1 million. We kept rejecting it. He discussed it with me. He wanted to leave, so we let him go. It's disappointing because he was potentially a very good player. He was slated to get games, but I was planning on using him in cup competitions this year to give him some experience. But he wanted to go, and we weren't going to stand in his way, so he has moved on. We had a few loan players went out, a few players went to one of our affiliated clubs, and then I suppose the real big transfer going out was Christian Aslani. He wasn't starting games. He come to me to say he was unhappy, he wanted more game time. I told him I couldn't promise it, and he requested a transfer. We put him on the transfer list for 46 million, which was his market value at the time. Brentford came in with a bid on deadline day of 43 million, so he has gone as well. All summer long, we've been fighting off loan bids for Luka Topalovic. Parma came in with one. He became unhappy. They came back with a loan offer, so we've decided to send him out on loan this year. Give a bit more experience. We do want to keep him. He is potentially a very good player as well, as we see, and potentially a 3.5-star rated player. So it's nice to get him out for a bit of experience. Hopefully that will help him with his progress. And next season, hopefully we can bring him back and integrate him into the first team. Now, in terms of the incomings, as you'll see, we do have a number of players here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 changes, 13 incomings this summer. Starting off with Roger Ibanez coming in from Al Ahly. His contract had expired. He does, of course, have previous experience in Serie A with Roma. We're looking for another central defender with experience that we could bring in the sort of the crunch games when we need, so we can still perform. We then moved for a number of young players with potentially really good futures. The first of those was Rafael Pinto Pedrosa, a very good right back, as we can see. Again, a four-star potential player. He is only 19, so we brought him in for a fee of 7.75 million. We're really paying for his future more than anything. We then also brought in Vigo Gabel, also another German player. He can play, as you can see there, he can play on the right wing, he can play on the left wing, he's accomplished, and in central attacking midfield, as well as central midfield, defensive midfield. He can actually do a little bit of work in the wing backs and the full back slots as well, maybe a little bit more training and experience required for that. And if worst case scenario, and we lose all four of our strikers, he can play there as well. We then brought in Maximilian Bilstein, again another German player. We really gone to town with the young German player, a 5-star potential player. He's a central defender, already with a 17 rating attribute for tackling. He's got very good physicals, very good with both feet as well. So he will be getting game time this season. He comes in for a fee of 10.75 million. Didn't mention that Gabel is coming in for 6 million, possibly rising to 7 million. We then had to go big for Quentin Coopers coming in from Anderlecht. He had a fee of 22.5 million, was what we had to agree with. Again, a potentially excellent player. He is a left back. He can sort of, I suppose, do a little bit of central defensive, but he is 17 and he is definitely a purchase for the future and not the kind of the immediate couple of seasons. In terms of our first team players with these youngsters, we were back and looking at Nestoroi Irankunda, I think I've pronounced that correct. He is in on loan from Bayern Munich. There is an option of 42.5 million if we wish to buy him. He can play left wing, right wing, and cover as a striker as well. A 4-star player, of course. He has good, really good attributes for his age as well. He is only 21. We are hoping that he will do good things for us this season. He is going to be second choice right winger behind our first choice right winger, who is Nicolo Zaniolo, as you'll see here. Um, Again, he can play both left and right. He's 28 years of age. He's plenty of experience. He's an Italian international. Very much the kind of the finished first team type of player that we're looking for to really strengthen and really push for a Serie A title this season. With the news of Luka Ayunko leaving, we now need to bring in a backup goalkeeper. We did spend a little bit bigger than I was hoping with Alban Lafont, coming in for 7.5, potentially 8.5 million. He was happy to be a backup goalkeeper. He does have good attributes. He is only a 2-star rated player, but if you've played Football Manager, you know how good this guy can be, and he will definitely be used in rotation with our first choice keeper, Owusu Yodoro. At the time of bringing in Zaniolo, we were also in a bid for Ernest Poku. It's a player I've been scouting since I was at Newcastle. Again, very good physical attributes. He is young as well. He's 23 years of age. Very good with both feet. Can play both wings. Can play as a striker as well. Again, he will be very much a backup option to Sheldrup and Zaniolo. The key position I'm looking for really in this formation was an attacking Mezzala, a player that I've signed many times in many previous games using the formation that I've been using. Was Luka Sucic. He has come in for a fee of £19 million. He's coming in from Monaco. This is a player now on paper. His attributes are all pretty good. They're not bad. They're not extremely brilliant, but they're not poor either. The Croatian centre midfielder is a player I've used many times, and in the formation that I use, playing as the attacking Mezzala, he actually turns into be an excellent player. So I'm absolutely delighted to get him in for a relatively low fee as well of 19 million. So I'm hoping he can do absolute wonders for us this season. On deadline day, as we lost the two central midfielders, we did need to bring others in. We have brought in Eduardo Bove, unknown from Roma, a player I'm very familiar with, certainly in real life. I know how good this kid can be. He is 25 years of age. He's not, again, like Sucic, he doesn't appear to be an incredibly impressive player in the game. His attributes are all good, but they're not great. But this is another hard-working player and a player I've used many times in my Roma games. He can be a very good player. He is unknown. He is more seen. I do see him more as a backup option to the central midfielders we already have, but will be a very good player in rotation as well. And similarly, on deadline day, we made a loan move for Alfie Devine. Again, in previous Spurs games, as a Spurs fan and a Roma fan, both Alfie Devine and Eduardo Bove are players I'm very familiar with in real life as well as in Football Manager. And again, playing as an attacking Mezzala in the central midfield, Alfie Devine can be an excellent player. So I'm hoping for big contributions from him. I think we do have an option to buy him. It's relatively low. It's 4.2 million. So if he has a good season for us, there is a possibility we may bring him in as well. So that is the transfer news, as we say. We have played some games already in Serie A. We're going to bring you the game against Lazio in just a second, but we will start off with our first game of the season. As you'll see, we are away to Monza. We've come home with a 5-1 victory. Very pleased with that. As you'll see here, Nicolo Zaniolo playing an absolute blinder of a game, scoring 1, assisting 2. We'll show you the goals here first of all, as we see Bastoni making a break forward. Comes to Sucic, who finds Zaniolo, and his cross back across the face of the goal finds Sheldrup coming in at the back post. Ziyech then plays the ball to, I'm not quite catch who that name was, but the ball comes back to Ziyech and he fires in from just outside the area. We then capitalise on a little bit of a defensive blunder as Lautaro steals the ball after a poor touch from the defensive midfielder. And as we see, Bastoni makes a nice pass down the left hand side. Sheldrup with a first time cross. Keeper absolutely fluffs it, falls to Zaniolo and he puts it home to make it 3-1. Sucic and Zaniolo involved again as they combine to fire up a cross into Lautaro Martinez, who scores to make it 4-0. And then DiMarco, as he likes to do, fires home a free kick in the 47th minute to make it 5-1. So a very, very impressive victory to begin with. We then faced Genoa in our second game of the season. It is our first home game of the season. As you'll see there, we've recorded a 3-0 victory. You may have caught it before the match generation bar appeared. Zaniolo scored again, so he's got 2 goals in his first 2 games for us. As we see, he's heavily involved here, stealing the ball. Makes a nice 3 pass to Jedson Fernandez, who has a go from distance, and it is an incredible shot, scoring from about 20-22 yards out. Sheldrup then in the 72nd minute cuts the ball back to DiMarco, finds Jedson, the ball comes over to Zaniolo in space, and he fires in to make it 2-0. And then DiMarco with a free kick aimed in at the back post, the ball falls to Sheldrup as Pavard heads it down, and he scores to make it 3-0. Our next game then is against Fiorentina, and in this game Zaniolo scores again, 3 goals in 3 games. But it's Luka Sucic who is the key player in this game, an absolute masterstroke of a game. As you'll see there, scoring in the 9th, 19th and the 29th minutes, as well as scoring his 4th goal of the game just after half time. I did mention that I've used Luka Sucic in this formation and this tactic style before, and he has been incredible for me. I think this game is the one that really kind of hammers home just how good he can be. As we see, DiMarco fires in a corner, the ball comes back to, the ball's cleared to Bastoni, and Sucic fires home to make it 1-0. The ball's cleared again, and it comes to Sucic, and absolute top ins finishes it to make it 2-0. Lautaro Martinez involved then as him and DiMarco combine. As the ball comes back to Zaniolo, it's knocked forward into the box, and Sucic is there to head home. Before Sheldrup finds Jedson with a pass, the ball comes back to Barella. Zaniolo involved, and he fires low and hard into the bottom corner. 4-0 at half time. We still have one more goal to come. 2 minutes into the second half, as we mentioned. Dumfries comes across, and Luka Sucic is there to fire home his 4th goal of the season, his 4th goal of this game. He scored 4 goals in 3 games for us, and Zaniolo with 3 and 3 as well. So that brings us into our next game, which is against Lazio. We are away at the Stadio Olimpico. We're going to set up our team here to get started. As you may see there, Lazio are currently 14th in the league. We are going to bring in our young right back, Pinto Pedrosa, for his debut. Other than Denzel Dumfries, who's missing for 2 weeks, we have a fully fit squad. We're going to continue as we're going. We do have the likes of Lipani is on the bench. He's just come back from an injury. We'll want to fit him into the first team again, but it's the team are playing so well at the minute that I just can't quite see him. We're going to give him minutes off the bench and get him up to game speed again. But at the minute he's not quite commanding a first team spot for us. So we're about to get the game underway in just a second. As I say, we've played 3, we've won 3 so far. We're currently sitting 3rd in the league, 2nd in the league, behind AC Milan, who have played 5 games. AC Milan have played a game extra than us. If we want you to pick up where you left off last time out, absolutely. So we're certainly hoping that we can continue on with our good run of form. Once the game gets kicking off, as we see, Lazio with a pretty good squad as well. Manu Kone, another very good player. It's a player we were looking at last season and last January, and ultimately decided not to go for him. So he has joined Inter. But we have the game underway. Milan, just seeing the results from the earlier games, Milan have drawn 2-2 with Bologna. Napoli have won 3-1. Atalanta have won 1-0. As Victor takes the throw and finds Rovella, goes across to Romagnoli. It's a little bit of a soft pass, but his defensive partner manages to meet it. As Victor finds Isaacson, and Lazio are just controlling things a little bit at the minute. As the ball comes to Romagnoli, finds Kone. There's a tackle there from someone I'm not sure who was that. As Jedson gets the ball, finds space on the left hand side, gets the ball back into the box. Lautaro Martinez, 3rd goal of the season. 11 minutes in, we are 1-0 up. As we see Zaniolo involved, Lautaro touches it on to Jedson Fernandez. He moves out to the left, gets that little bit of space, gets all the way to the byline, and it comes across. Lautaro Martinez continuing his run into the box. And it is quite a tidy little goal, I have to say. It's DeMarco now with a free kick, finds Pedrosa on the edge of the box, and he scores 12 minutes into his debut. This could be a very good signing for us. Definitely one for the future. He is young, he is 19. But as we see, he picks up the ball here, and on his left foot, on what would be his weaker foot, fires into the top corner past Provedel. Absolutely delighted for the young man. So we've got off to a good start. Lazio now with a free kick, 16 minutes in. Parola decides to go short to Romagnoli, finds Rovella, finds Guendouzi, makes a pass into Isaacson. He's having a go from distance. It's a very good goal. That is a very, very good goal. A little bit soft maybe on our part for Romagnoli. I say him and Rovella and Guendouzi, we just stand off him. There's no challenge coming in. There's a challenge just a little bit too late there. I think that's Lautaro Martinez actually tracking back as Isaacson finds it on his left foot and puts it in the bottom corner. So that's a little bit disappointing. We were quite comfortably 2-0 up there, and we've just conceded a goal, kind of. Not needlessly, but it's a little bit soft. We didn't sort of put the pressure on at the right times. Sheldon up now with a free kick from our left-hand side. He's aiming in towards the back post. I'm not sure who that was. Couldn't quite get on. It comes to Bastoni. There's a shot. There's a save. It fumbles around a little bit. It's a very good save from Provedel. And the ball was cleared out for a throw-in and nothing came from it. It's DeMarco now with another free kick. He's having a go. I think he's hit the woodwork there. DeMarco with a very, very good attempt on goal there. As we're approaching half-time, DeMarco to take the throw-in to Jetson. Goes back to Barella. Finds Bastoni. Comes across to Pavard on the right. Bastoni moving the ball forward into midfield. Finds Jetson to shoulder up. Back to DeMarco. Finds Barella in the space again. Comes right for Sucic. Looks for Pinto Pedrosa. Back to Sucic. It's a nice turn. It's a nice pass into Lautaro Martinez. And there's a very good block in there from the defender. We have had to fight off interest from Saudi Arabia for a number of players. The ball comes in. It's a poor header. It's not great. Oh well, it's a defensive header actually. It's another corner. As we're 1 minute and 2 minutes added on. It's DeMarco with another corner. The ball is cleared as far as Pinto Pedrosa. There's another corner. DeMarco again goes for the back post this time, but it's over the bar. So during the summer we had interest from Saudi Arabia for Pavard. We had interest for DeMarco. Please, we've created loads. Keep it up. We had interest from Saudi Arabia for somebody else. I can't even remember who it was now. Dumfries, actually. And they were all interested in leaving. And I took the option to speak with the player before accepting or rejecting the bid. Told them that I wanted them to stay. And they weren't having it. I negotiated with them. Oh, come on. Berate them. Let's go very attacking. Told them I would sell them if they met these different fees. I mean, for Denzel Dumfries, I think it was around 60-70 million. Pavard was a similar price. DeMarco was something like 91 or 97 million. They were happy that if those offers came in, that I would accept them. Those offers never came in, so I didn't need to accept them. I think maybe DeMarco was an 87 million agreement. But thankfully those offers didn't come in because those would be sort of important players to try and replace, as there's an excellent cross into the back post as Zakanye just heads it onto the post. So we're going to take a little break here to make some substitutions. We are not playing well. Shellerup's not playing well. Zaniolo's not having a great game. I think we bring in Poku and Irankunda. We'll bring Kunda on the right, Poku on the left. Pavard's not having a great game. We're going to bring Evan Dicka in. So we'll go with that for now. Poku is looking nervous. Don't be nervous. Just be relaxed. Be calm. Let's demand some more. I mean, Lazio are a good side as well. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, if we were to draw this game, it wouldn't be the worst. A win in this game would give us an advantage over AC Milan, with them having already played a game extra. We are struggling a little bit. Luka Sucic is playing okay. DeMarco's playing okay. Everybody else is playing well. I think if we bring in Alfie Devine, two wingers are nervous on their debuts. Evan and Dick is struggling to meet the pace of the game. Anybody else? I mean, DeMarco is the only other player who's not playing a brilliant game, but fitness levels are all relatively good. Jedson Fernandez, maybe I bring out Jedson and put in Bove. Yeah, put him in the defensive midfield. We'll put him in there and we'll bring Barella forward a little bit. So 2 changes in the midfield, 2 more debuts, of course. We've had 5 debuts today in this game. As we see, Isaacson heavily involved. Lautaro steals the ball, makes a nice interception, gets away from his man, going all the way down the wing, cuts inside to Barella, finds Eduardo Bove, can't quite get it, and Ernest Boku scores shortly after coming on for his debut. That could possibly be the winner. It's a great run from Lautaro. It's a nice pass inside to Barella. Comes to Bove. His attempt at getting a shot in is blocked. It falls to Poku, and he's fired it into the top corner. Cutting inside off that left wing is exactly what we want to see him doing, and it has worked very well for us immediately. As DeMarco cuts out the forward pass, Bastoni finds Barella to DeMarco. Poku with a first time pass doesn't quite come off, as Colombo receives the ball, finds Traore. Nice interception there from Barella. It's all the way back to the goalkeeper. It comes back to Bove in central midfield, looks for Barella. It's a nice pass forward to Doku. Comes to Alfie Devine, feeds it into Kunda, I should say. And it's not a bad effort, but it's over the bar. But that's fine. Nice to see the new faces linking up well there and playing well together. So we are 3 minutes into the 5 minutes added on. Bastoni takes the free kick short to Barella, looks for DeMarco, gets up the line, he's looking to get across in, he's taken on the corner flag, finds Barella, finds Poku, comes back to Bove. There was potentially a trip there as Pedrosa has another go, and he's hit the crossbar, and it looks like Kunda was offside. But we will see it out for the win, 3-2 away to Lazio. That is a very good result. We didn't play well. I mean, we did play well initially. We started well. 12 minutes in, we were 2-0 up, and then we started to throw it away a little bit, got a little bit cheap, but we managed to get a winner. Still impressed by Isaacson, and absolutely a player I was also considering signing when I was looking for right wingers during the summer. But that is how we finish up the first episode of season 4. We are currently sitting top of the league, 4 wins in 4 games, maximum points. We have a goal difference already of plus 13 goals, so a very, very good start to the new season. In the next episode, we will have games against Liverpool in the Champions League, Sassuolo, RB Leipzig, and Torino. Just a quick look at the Champions League fixtures. We will just filter that out. Once again, we face Newcastle. So we'll face Newcastle in our 4th game. So we have Liverpool, RB Leipzig, Panathinaikos, Newcastle, Benfica, Borussia Dortmund, Shakhtar, and Nice. So Champions League is going to be a tough competition again this year. I do feel pretty confident in some, if not most of those games. RB Leipzig, another team I admire quite a lot. It'll be interesting to play them because I have been looking at 1 or 2 of their players as well. A few games there I think we should win fairly easily. Panathinaikos, Benfica, Shakhtar, Nice, possibly Dortmund. But we start with what is probably our hardest game is against Lazio or against Liverpool. So we'll bring you the highlights from those the goals from those games in the next episode. In the meantime, please like, share, subscribe, and comment, of course. I hope you're enjoying the series. We are on the challenge this year. We are on the charge this year. Try and win the Serie A and we also have the Supercoppa Italia as well. We will face AC Milan in the semi-final, and we will go on then to face the winner of Napoli versus Atalanta in that as well. So fingers crossed, hopefully we can do well and tick off one, maybe 2 trophies this season. Would be nice to try and get it wrapped up. But that's it for this episode. We will see you in the next one. Until then, thank you and take care. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. It helps us to grow and helps us to bring you more videos like this. Please also leave a like and share the video as well. And please do leave a comment. We would love to hear your feedback also. That's it for now. You can watch one of these recommended videos, but we will see you in the next one. Until then, thank you and take care.